Welcome back to the amazing archaeology series at Worthing Museum and Art Gallery. My name is James Sainsbury, I'm the archaeological curator here. And today we're going to quite briefly look at the site of Blackpatch Hill. Now, this site was discovered by a gentleman called John Pull in 1922, who was only 23 years old, and he was a local working class man, and he noticed some lumps and bumps on the grass upon the downs on Blackpatch. He began excavating in 1923, and what he discovered was a flint mining site. Now, flint mines, the largest concentration of them in the country is on the Worthing downland, and they date to around 3,800 BC, so nearly 6,000 years ago. These miners were the first farmers to reach Britain. They had domesticated animals, they grew crops, they had early forms of pottery as well. Now, these people, they mined flint using things like this. This is a red deer antler. You see this is where it attaches to the deer head, and they would hold it like this. They would actually cut into the chalk itself and go down to about the 4th layer of flint, sometimes even the 5th layer, and they would bring this to the surface. Now, of course, it's very important for these early farmers that they have high quality flint, and a lot of it shaped into axes to clear the land for farming. As you can see here, we have a selection of the process that would have actually been undergone here. You have flakes from the knapping process. They have a very distinctive sound to them. And the idea was they were trying to make these rough outs. This is a rough out of an axe. Something went wrong here and they left it in the mine. John Pull and his team eventually found it in the 1920s. And what they were aiming for is something like this. So you can see it's a rough axe shape. Of course, this is in the New Stone Age, the very beginning of the Neolithic. And this is a reconstruction as to how these would have been used. John went on to work at the site till 1932, for nearly a decade, with not very much help from the local authorities or the local archaeological authorities. He mainly did it with his friends and family, but he went on to have an illustrious amateur archaeological career in the area, and we have his whole archive here today. We just talked briefly about Blackpatch now, but we will be meeting John again in future videos. Channel 4's Time team visited the Blackpatch site in 2005 and actually looked at John's story and the site itself and made a couple of new discoveries. So I highly recommend watching that. It's currently on YouTube and it's on Series 13, Episode 9, Sussex Ups and Downs. These places are nearly 6,000 years old, and there's actually intact tunnels dug into the chalk, sometimes 10 meters under our feet, which are still intact. They still hold these bits of flint that the miners didn't want, the broken antlers, even human remains. So these are the real time capsules that unfortunately we can't really excavate anymore due to health and safety reasons, and also because they're protected sites. But they're really, really important archaeological sites, and not that many people know about them. So it's really important that we have displays like this in the museum. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the videos, then please subscribe. And if you have any comments, just leave them below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you again.